It's calm right now in China, but a new day is about to dawn, and with it, the possibility of more bloodshed and violence between Chinese authorities and the Uighurs, an indigenous ethnic group. Their decades-long simmering feud boiled over yesterday, a scene some called a war zone. Beijing says 150 people have been killed, the worst violence since the Tiananmen Square massacre 20 years ago. All of this is taking place in Xinjiang, a remote province along the country's western edge. The CBC's Anthony Germain begins our coverage.
This is a region of China that has been simmering for years. Last night it exploded in violence. Crowds attacked buses, smashing their windshields, rocking them to overturn them. Others jumped on cars and smashed them, set vehicles on fire, and there were casualties. Chinese state television showed many pictures of dazed people standing with blood pouring from their faces, others sitting on curbs. There are reports of dozens of bodies lying in the streets. Xinjiang province thrust into Central Asia, bordered by countries with large Muslim populations. Muslim Uyghurs are the majority in Xinjiang, but not in the capital Urumqi, where an influx of ethnic Han people now outnumber the Muslims. The Uyghurs say the Han have taken all the best jobs and run pretty much all the businesses, and that's fueled much of the resentment. A small group of people started the riot, says this witness. They are violent, and they should be punished by law. Local authorities and outside observers say last night's violence was sparked by a brawl in southern China between Uyghurs and Han workers at a toy factory. The police chief says outside agitators used that incident to fan Sunday's riots. After the incident, the World Uyghur Congress used this as a chance to distort our ethnics and the religious policy and stir up the conflict, says Police Chief Liu Yaohua. Some people in the country used the internet to spark the incident, he says. While these riots were brutal and very bloody, such unrest is not unusual in the area. The communist government blames it on terrorist activities in the region. Beijing claims a minority of Uyghurs are loyal to the East Turkestan Liberation Movement, an organization dedicated to separating Xinjiang from China. While the numbers of casualties from last night's incident are high, there's no word if most of the people killed or injured are Uyghur or Han. Most of the victims shown on state television seem to be Han. Much of the capital of Xinjiang seems calm, but there are pockets of unrest, and there's word now that it is spreading to other parts of this sprawling region rich in oil and other natural resources. Anthony Germain, CBC News, Shanghai.